Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Arsenal career mode. Going to be finalising more transfers and loaning out some younger players and all that good stuff you like to do in the pre-season, friendlies as well. They always seem to be when I do career modes in the second episode because all of the first transfer stuff comes in the first one, and here we'll get the results. More so, I don't really care about the results, more so as you see, Per Mertesacker selling to Manchester City, that could prove a vital thing later in the season. Like I said in the previous episode, if we play against him, maybe put Walcott as striker, try and really exploit him, and that's if he does play, because you know Manchester City like to build a big squad. I'm really happy with the team as a whole that Arsenal have, just building on that squad like I did with the signing of Warren. He really builds on that midfield, making it more strong. I really think that's the difference Arsenal need, as I said previously. With the what do you call it? The midfield. It just needs a bit more strength because of like guys like Ramsey, Arteta, Wilshere as well. They're not strong players, so Warren definitely builds on that, and he's going to be a threat in terms of scoring goals as well and winning corners from that. He may not score every time, I might have a shot outside the box, but he could win a corner, which you know can result into goals. And here, just same thing, I was looking for a centre-back with speed and strength. You know, those are basically the two main attributes in FIFA that are very effective. Obviously, some tackling attributes important, but yeah, if you have good strength, you're always going to be a good defender, and you have that decent pace. Yeah, you're always going to be pretty decent. There wasn't heaps right here. There was Cheku Kouyaté. I know everyone signs him, and I did in my Newcastle one, so I didn't really want to sign him. There was another guy that has recently updated, but I'll just show you Kouyaté for now. Yeah, I had him. He was a very good player. But for me, like I don't find it really. I like to sign different players to keep it fresh in that. So here's one guy, Jaws Core. He's very, very strong, and he's got a good sprint speed, and he can jump as well, so he's a fantastic option. Agility only 57, but the sprint speed definitely makes up for that, and got aggression as well, so he's definitely a strong and all that kind of thing, and he's still only 19, and can play, yeah, he can play right back and centre defensive mid. He could be a good centre defensive mid, just playing those short passes, winning the ball back. Yeah, just got to see how he develops pretty much, and he can develop into a good player. And for me, I've actually played the matches now, but for me, Vermaelen and Koscielny they don't feel really strong. Like they don't win headers often, and they don't win the challenges like using their strength in that. And yeah, I'll look to sign some strong players because yeah, that's what I really notice in the game. Players with good strength win the ball more often than not, like those one-on-one situations. So you got to sign players that do that. But here, Mikel, he's 66 overall, 19 years of age, but Chelsea wanted to loan him. I wasn't really sure about that. I wasn't really thinking at the time, but looking back at it, I probably shouldn't have accepted that because he's probably not going to play games at Chelsea. So that's another realism thing, but who knows? He may get games. We'll see what they do. But honestly, I don't think he'll be good enough anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, it's probably not going to be a big deal. Serge Gnabry, he's definitely a big prospect for me. Hopefully he can become into a future player. Obviously we've got a lot of those, like the types of Walcott and Oxlade-Chamberlain. He could be a similar player to that. And here I was just checking for some scouts, and I know you probably think I should sign an English scout, but I don't know. I want to bring some versatility, some different nationalities into the team, so I won't go for England. I want to sign maybe a Spanish scout. Spanish scout is definitely something I want to bring in because you got guys like Santi Cazorla in there. Definitely want to bring in similar attacking players like that. Spanish players are obviously best in the world right now, so there's heaps of Spanish players regarded in a really high world-class level, so that's one of them I'll be on the lookout for, just something out of the ordinary pretty much. And as I said, I'm going to be trying to do heaps of episodes of this, so who knows, I'm not sure how much I'll do. I think I'll still do it even when the demo is out and all other stuff because, yeah, it really depends on the interest factor. If I'm not getting heaps of comments on that in like a month later from now, yeah, I'll probably not even worry about it, but I'm going to be doing this consistently. So hopefully I get good comments because the comments make me even more motivated like to upload another episode and all of that, because if I don't, yeah, I get less motivated too. But yeah, if I see people liking it, I want to like do a good video and all that kind of thing to please the people who's watching it. So yeah, here we're just going to sim the friendly matches because yeah, they're pretty much not pointless, but I don't see the point in playing them. And you can just put in some young players like Gnabry in there. We did lose, but honestly, like I said, it's just a sim, and simming matches, it's just more or less it's luck. It's like a coin toss pretty much. Just a flip of the coin, who wins. It doesn't really have any consistency to it, in my opinion, because I've just practiced. I did one with Man City, like a sim career for fun, and yeah, they lost actually heaps of matches. I'm not sure why, but yeah. I don't need to worry about that, but I'm not going to sim any matches because, yeah, those kind of weird results happen. Ignacio Abate trying to finalise the transfer of him to replace Sagna. We actually, like I said previously in the previous episode, I'm getting him cheaper than we sold Sagna for, so good deal there. Akor as well. I'm really excited to use him actually in the game, but I'm probably not. I'm going to start with Koscielny and Vermaelen, and then maybe slowly introduce him if he starts to concede goals. But you're going to have to see what happens with the matches. But I'm definitely going to say we need to improve the strength. We need to bring in some strong defenders because my current defenders seem really weak, and yeah, strength is a factor. And I didn't know that before I signed Akor. So in January, if we have the money, I'll be looking to even sell Koscielny and Vermaelen because they really feel really weak on the ball, not on the ball, just in the air and stuff. And yeah, they just seem to be outmuscled and beaten in the air, and that really needs to change if we're going to be successful, especially in Champions Leagues as well. Because when you come up against the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona, you need some strong defenders, especially when you're playing against Messi and Ronaldo. It's hard to stop them. I put Akpom. He could be a good prospect for the future for striker. Just got to see how he develops. Ideally, want to send him out on loan. Cazorla soaring there. He's like a difference maker. He's not a guy who's going to run past players, but he's got very good dribbling. He's really good when you use the LT and RT dribbling, and yeah, it really showcases there. So here, Akor. This is like finalizing transfers. Sometimes it takes long. And I think it's good in the game how it is. Like, they don't accept straight away. You're going to have to offer more. But honestly, it's kind of repetitive, and you just offer them more money, and then it instantly works. So it's fairly easy when you know how career mode works and all that kind of thing. And yeah, I would actually want to see players not want to come to you. You can basically sign any player if you have the money for them. So yeah, that's a bit unrealistic. Like, say if you're like a mid-table Premier League team, just say someone like Southampton or just a team out of the top of my head, and if they had the money to sign Ronaldo, they would be able to get him because they have the money, and that wouldn't be realistic in real life, obviously. So that's one thing. Here we're looking for the scout, and I was lucky there. Victor Garcia, he came up with a 4-star experience and 3-star judgment. That's good enough if you send him to his home country. He'll bring good talent if you send him to his home country. You don't need a 5-star unless you're going to send them to different countries. If you just have someone pretty average, he's just better than average because of his experience. He can use the experience to look around Spain, bring us some good talent, hopefully, and yeah, just build on our Spanish players pretty much, and they'll really suit this kind of formation, how Arsenal play. And yeah, in the game, Arsenal is one of the very few teams you feel like you're actually playing like Arsenal in real life. It doesn't happen like that without changing formation or custom tactics. You actually feel like you're playing like Arsenal, but I suppose they have a unique game style like Barcelona, and not many teams play like that. So yeah, I actually feel like I'm playing like Arsenal do in real life when I be Arsenal, without changing any default tactics. So that's one thing I enjoy about being Arsenal, and if it's the same in FIFA 14, who knows? I'll see what I can do, but as I said, I want to just focus on one, and hopefully I can showcase this here with this Arsenal one. I'm going to do it like I did with my AC Milan Football Manager until I get fired. So yeah, there's going to be heaps of episodes if the request is there. I'm still going to upload one daily for sure, but if there's requests, you may get two. Just it depends on how much. I'm not going to set amount of likes because I'm not going to do that because sometimes I get more likes from other avenues that I won't talk about. But yeah, just leave a like if you want to see more. That's basically it. So yeah, I know a lot of people say get 100 likes or whatever. Honestly, the likes don't matter. I just want to know if there's like a reasonable amount of people that want the next episode. Yeah, just like leave in the comments or whatever, or just leave a like. So I know people say like a target, but yeah, I don't really want to get into that. That's a bit because sometimes depending on the time of day I upload, it's going to be different, and some days I don't want to ask for more likes or ask for less. It's just it's too complicated, and when you do that, people think you get money for likes, which you don't, obviously. I'm not sure if other people know that who don't do YouTube, but you don't get money for likes. But what I think, other people think you do get money, and when they see you're asking for that, they'll probably unsubscribe maybe. So yeah, that's one reason I'm not going to do that. Even though I know I don't get paid for likes, or anyone does, it's just a thing. Some people may think you're saying it to get money, and it's definitely not the case. So hopefully people understand that. And the last match here against Bordeaux, I think it's the last match in the friendlies. Could we get a win here? Let's see what happens. Another poor result. But again, it's just the friendlies. We got a red card as well, so that result doesn't count. Yeah, we got a red card. So that when you get a red card, it definitely plagues your chances. And if I was playing, I probably wouldn't have got a red because, yeah, I definitely defend responsibly. And, yeah, I hardly ever slide tackle, especially when a player's already on a yellow. So, yeah, you'll see I barely ever get red cards unless it's scripted to the maximum. Here, I was choosing my captain, and it had to be Jack Wilshere. The future of the club. He's building into a good player. Unfortunately, he's injury prone though. That could be a problem. Though in FIFA, even injury prone players, I don't notice players get injured so much. I've only had, so far this year, maybe 2 long-term injuries and then just a couple short ones. They don't really affect your team in the long term. And one thing I'm going to do a squad report after, I'm going to do one before the match that I'm going to show you right now. The match is going to be in the next episode. So like I said, leave your likes and comments if you want to see that very soon. And yeah, I'm going to do a squad report. I know people always ask for squad reports. I'm just going to keep it so you know when a squad report's going to be. I'm going to do a squad report after the end of every month, like at the 30th or the 31st of the month, or 28th of February. But yeah, so you know when a squad report is going to be coming, instead of just asking for it all the time. Do it at the end of every month, like an end of month training report to see who's improving. I think that could be something very good. So that's how I'll do it. At least I haven't really seen if anyone does that because, yeah, as I said, I don't really have the time to watch other people. I basically just have the time to play FIFA and Football Manager and make my own videos. So it's really hard. Yeah, I hardly have. I do watch a couple here and there of career mode, but yeah, nothing to really get. I don't follow a series. I don't watch every single episode. I see, like I said, I see some here and there, but yeah, I don't sit down and watch every single episode of a series by someone else because I simply don't have the time to do that, and I just want to focus on mine for now. And you see, Accor accepting finally. And so that was a bit like long transfers, but you get that. That happens. That's realistic in the off season. That happens. Like Arsenal, they take a while. They have their targets and they make the offers, which players they want, and they eventually get the players they want or not. Like right now, I don't have that. I don't think if they even signed anyone yet, but apart from younger players. So yeah, that's another thing I want to go out from. Not being like Arsene Wenger signing young players. I want to use the youth system to develop with our own youth squad, not buying younger players from other teams. And with my other money, I'll buy good players already to make an impact, like I've done apart from Akore. But I think he can make an impact already because of his speed and strength as a centre back. So he's a guy who's going to come in straight away, especially after the first couple matches, seeing what Vermaelen and Koscielny has done. You see their strength. Koscielny only 68 strength. That's really bad. So I know Koscielny, obviously an Arsenal favourite. I don't know. I would, if he wasn't an Arsenal favourite, I would sell him because his strength is not good enough for a centre back. It's not even 70. It's like 68. So yeah, that's not good enough for a centre back, and I'm probably going to sell him in the future, maybe in January, because of that fact. Because I want to actually show you. Obviously, I wouldn't sell him straight away because Arsenal fans like him, but I want to actually show you how bad he is in the game first with his strength not being good enough. So you can see why I'm going to sell him. So there's actually some reasoning behind why I'm selling him, not just because I want money or just to get a pace abusing centre back in, to show you why he's bad in the game, and hopefully that will work. And now we just got to wait for this to go through. You see Akore, some nice signings there. Maicon, that's a different Maicon, not the one at Man City. But anyway, let's see what happens here. Ignacio Abate finally accepting the contract after some negotiations. And yeah, he's really going to be an ideal replacement for Sagna. And as I said a few times already, I bought him cheaper than we sold Sagna for. So that's a good piece of business right there. To sell someone for more than you buy someone, the guy you buy is probably better in the game. So yeah, that was a fantastic piece of business, if you ask me. Leave your comments on the signing of Abate for $5 million. And obviously, I'm playing in the pounds sterling now, so just so people like, it doesn't affect me pretty much. It's lower prices than the dollars, so I've got to get used to it slightly, but it doesn't really have a big effect because it's just a number pretty much. It doesn't really matter. And most of the people from UK, so that really. Yeah, it just makes sense to do that, especially when it doesn't really affect me that much. So all in all, that's just the best option to go with, in my opinion. But here, Our team is definitely looking balanced. Warren, I couldn't fit him in there, but what I'm going to go with, I'm going to start Warren over Arteta, as you see there. Warren and Wilshere as the centre defensive mids, or the centre mids. They're more so centre mids in the game. They're not really so defensive, but obviously if they have high defensive work rate, they get back and defend well and act like that defensive midfielder. And the other one with not high defensive work rate acts really as the centre mid. So it's a good mix. And here we're accepting an offer for Fabianski, but I think in the end it doesn't go through. You're going to have to wait and see. Because I remember just before when I was playing, he went to a different team. So yeah, that's it. I want to sell him because he's not gonna ever play. You got Szczesny for the future. He's young, so he's good. He can play already, and he's got heaps of room to grow. So Szczesny, he's one of the best keepers in the game for that reason, because he's good enough already, and he's got the potential to grow, and he's not going to be declining for ages right now. So yeah, I was looking for another scout. The Chinese guy looks pretty promising right there. His judgment was very good, but honestly, even if I had the money, I probably wouldn't. I don't want to get some Chinese players in my team. No, it might be interesting because that's the thing there. But who knows? They're randomly generated. But if it was real life, like the Chinese, like Asian players, they'll be really weak. And obviously, I'm looking to the opposite to that. Like I'm talking about my centre backs being weak. I'm gonna look for some strong players. So yeah, who knows? Whatever scout arrives from which country, you got to look for an interesting country to bring in, because different countries have different types of players. Obviously, like African countries, they'll have some pacey players. Obviously, if you get guys like Drogba, he's not really pacey, but like a lot of their wingers have a lot of pace. That's what I'm basically talking about. And then obviously you got the likes of Yaya Toure, very strong players. Yeah, if you want physical players, go for some African countries like the Ivory Coast. That's someone I would definitely go for. At least what I've noticed in the youth players that come through, it does resemble those kinds. So. And it's just like different reasons why I'm getting obviously I get Spanish ones to get good technical players, and if the game is right, that's what it will be. And not too many Spanish players have great pace, like over 90. I know there's a couple, but it's not. Yeah, there's not heaps. Like there's not heaps of good wingers in Spain. They mostly got good centre mids and good strikers. That's basically, and good defensive mids as well. That's basically Spain's game, because obviously they're a country that's pride on the way they play, like how Barcelona play and how actually Spain play themselves. Very similar, a passing game, and every player can even the centre backs pass pretty really good for a centre back. You know, like PK, he's very good technically for a centre back. So that's what I want to bring in Spain. But obviously, I still want to have some English players, because don't forget it's the English Premier League. So you still got to bring in English talent, and it would be unrealistic if I didn't have any English players. So I still will look to bring in some English, and that's the thing. Apart from using the scouts, you don't get anyone. You don't get you don't get a yearly youth players coming through your team, and that's something, yeah, that could be improved in my opinion. You have to scout, or you don't get any players coming through. I don't think that's realistic. You're still going to need some other players. As you see, I'm doing a squad report, but there's only a couple that will be increasing. You see Wilshere right there, just increasing by a couple, and yeah, actually by one overall. So that was very good for him. Walcott increasing in some attributes, crossing, ball control, and long passing. It needs to improve there. And yeah, Walcott's still fairly young in his career, only 23, so he's got heaps of years left in him and still can increase a little bit. Podolski is going to be good for a couple seasons. He's not overly pacey, but he's not slow. He's got a good sprint speed and acceleration, and his shot power and volleys is just really, really good, and long shots. And yeah, they really mix together well. So he's going to be a good, like either stringer or stringer. Again, I was trying to say two things. Striker and winger. That's a good word for him, stringer, because he can play both. Anyway, Ramsey as well. He's a very good passer. Gibbs, we got Monreal, so Monreal is really taking that position from him, even though Gibbs is good in the game. But again, the strength is really poor, and that's what I'll be looking to bring in. More strong players, at least in defensive half. In attacking half, like Gervinho, you're looking more for the pace and dribbling. Arteta, yeah, again, that's the thing with Arsenal. I want to improve the strength of the team. But that's honestly what I think is missing. The best teams in the world, they have some strong players. That's why I think Manchester, like teams like Manchester United, they have some strong players in there that are very good physically. Like you got Rooney, he's a very physical player, and their centre backs as well. You got Vidic, he's very good. And yeah, Evra as a left back, he's got alright pace, but he's very strong and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's something each team needs, and Arsenal didn't really have that. They didn't really have, or before I signed anyone, I'm not really sure if they had really a strong defensive mid. At least that was good anyway. And actually, just looking through my team, I haven't seen Frimpong yet, so I'm not sure. I updated the squads, so I'm not sure what's going on with Frimpong. Maybe he's going to be yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen him, so I'm not sure what's up with that. And he wasn't on the on loan players, so maybe he's not going to be in our team. But honestly, he's not like amazing player, so it's not going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be a big loss. He's alright as a player, but nothing too special. Yeah, he's not like a superstar center defensive mid. I'll be looking to sign someone else for that. But we signed Warren. I'm just gonna focus because realistically, I'm not gonna play more than 4 seasons. Being realistic, so maybe I shouldn't focus more on the scouts. I really am two minds about it because who knows? I may go through them quickly and end up doing a lot of seasons. But don't forget, there's 2 months until FIFA 14. So maybe I might just stay back on the scouts. But people always want to see if you get a good scout in and see how they go. But realistically, they're going to be the best ones are going to be 60 overall when they're 16, and they're probably not going to be good enough for 3 seasons. Maybe I'll just focus scouting for the first season, and second season, don't worry about it. I think I'll leave it at that. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. Scout for the first season, try and get some good players through. But in the second season, yeah, they're probably never. I'm not going to play enough for them to be good enough. So that's it for now. First match against Stoke, then Sunderland. You think we pick up some points there, and yeah, I'll see you guys then, and hopefully we can pick up some wins.